Okay, criterion D. This question is on electromagnetic radiation, especially on X-rays. When you just read this question, you feel, hey, how come something related to arts has been given to it? So totally confused. That's the way how the MYP questions are. Interdisciplinary anything, but you need to look at it from a different angle. So from science point of view, from physics point of view, you need to look at it. Okay, so look at the two different images of the feet. So there are two images shown here. One is the normal feet. The other one, can you guess what is this? Nothing but your X-ray, right? And there's a high yield. So the same feet, I think. The only thing is this person is now putting the feet onto an high yield shoes, and the X-ray has been shown. The second image is by the artist Hugh Turvey, who uses X-rays in his work. The piece of art is called Femme Fatale and shows a foot of a woman wearing a high heeled shoe. Okay, it's been shown out here. The artist uses an X-ray normally used in the science to create his artistic image. Okay, that's what's been shown out. And then outline what the use of science can reveal that a photograph does not reveal the image, refer to the image and apply the ideas that have been introduced to in this task to your answer. Okay, so what all can be revealed, what all can be understood from the first and second photograph? Right in detail. That's for 3 marks. That's a question. The first question, the first mark that I can often give here is something like, you can say the image one only shows the surface of a leg from the reflected light. That is what happens, because though two images are given, you need to discuss the physics behind it. You cannot say, see, the image is so good, okay, and so on, okay, so colorful and so on. That is not required over here. So it's about the physics that you need to discuss. So image one only shows the surface of the light from the reflected, somewhere some part of physics is coming. Okay. So that is what the photograph actually works only based on the reflected. What amount of light gets reflected, based on it, you get a better photo. Right. Second one, the second point, we'll write the image 2 is the X-ray image. We have already given that. Okay, you will not get any marks. We just write it's an X-ray image. But you should say, how does it work? It uses penetration. What happens over here? There's a penetration of the rays that happens over here. It uses penetration and absorption. Say differential absorption. Which means what? So when the X-rays penetrate the skin, it passes through all the soft tissues, but will get reflected back by the holes inside. Right? But the visible light, what happens? It is not like that. It doesn't get penetrated, but instead it directly gets reflected back. Right? So therefore, that's the second mark that you can say. How different is the image 2 as compared to the first image? Then what else I can write? I need to write something like in addition to it what I have write. So you can say that, okay, it image 2 reveals the internal structure of the leg. The leg is, can we say, maybe the bones, and then you can say shows about the pressure exerted by on high heels, right? Because there are high heels also, right? Therefore, you need to mention something here also. So therefore, this is what we do. Okay, next. Let's move on to the next. The link below gives similar information about the use of XRFS and Rembrandt's work. Okay. So XRFS is a technique. The X-ray fluorescence spectroscopy is a technique wherein, see, you can use this one to actually find out who actually created that particular image, what is the background behind it. You can find out what chemicals have been used and so on. Using fluorescence spectroscopy, you can do a lot of things. Okay, if you need to know more about it, you can visit this particular site. It is given the paper like this. Okay, and there is a video which will be played. You can play this video to understand more about how things are being done. But since it's a PDF document, I will not be able to play it over here. I can just say, okay, what has been happening. Okay, so therefore, earlier what people used to do is they used to remove the paint to understand what was it. The moment you remove a part of the paint, the picture doesn't look nice, right? So what you need to do is you really need to keep it just like this. Bring the photograph in front of the machine and then find out what is present in it, what was in the background, okay, how it was done, what kind of chemicals were being used. You can answer a lot of questions. Right now let us go through the next question. Compare image C to images A and B. Compare image C to images A and B. What does it tell you? It looks as if, okay, so in our young days, what we used to do is in our ID card, if we have one photo, what we'll do, we'll remove the photograph. Okay, and the background used to be just like, right? It appears something like this only here. But what you can see here is that, see, the hat structure that you see here seem to be here also. Very similar hat structure seen over here. And okay, so this was created at A, and this is Q1, and maybe it appears that, okay, the background, that's what it says. Some art historians suggest that the brand used the canvas shown in image. They reused the canvas shown in image. Okay, this is the canvas that he had. He first painted something and then he removed that one and then he put across new painting canvas one of this. That's what is been said. Okay, now how do you prove it with the current science and technology? That's a question. Wonderful, right? Okay, so physics is seen to be applied at various places. We never even thought of like where it can be. Okay, now outlined the evidence that these three images that supports the suggestion that the canvas was reused. Okay. What is the evidence that you can find from here that which states that the canvas was been reused once again? So now, what can you say? You can say the final evidence comes from comparing the final painting with its X-ray scan. So first, what you do is you take this image C, which is the final surface painting. Okay, which is a surface portrait with a hat, and then you can take this one and put it across into a scanning machine, and you can find out, okay, that the background is made out of some chemical, and this is made out of a different chemical. You compare this with this one, you observe the chemicals are one. Okay, maybe Rembrandt, what he did was that he first drew this picture A, and then he removed this one, and then maybe he inverted or he took the back side of it, or you took a similar this one, and at the same one he has drawn this picture also. Okay, that's what it says. So image C is a, so first so what do you write over here? That's the question that you require over here. So you can say how many marks is it? Or 2 marks. You can say image C is the final surface painting. Then you can also say image B, the X-ray scan of image C, and this reveals the different portrait on the top layer of the top. Okay, and then because we understood this one, so I'm just writing in my words. And the last one, okay, though it is two marks should have been given, okay, but you need to conclude it. Without concluding it, you will not be able to say anything over here. So you can say the hidden portrait visible B is clearly matching with the painting in see, look at this here. This image appears to be on top of it earlier, and thus you have got this one. As you see, something like a person is sitting demonstrating here with the cat and so on, this appears to be very similar to it, and that is what you can say. This proves that canvas was reused and painted C of E. That's what it is. Okay. Next, suggest two benefits of using XRFS to examine paintings rather than removing the areas of the paint. Okay, so this technology, okay, so without removing the areas of the paint, how will it be useful? So the first one you can say is it is a non-destructive method of analyzing paints by looking or maybe analyzing the chemical elements, the pigments, without physically damaging the art. Otherwise, what people used to do is that they used to take a small spatula or something, they used to remove a part of the paint and then used to analyze it. Okay, but it will definitely destroy the artwork. So one has to preserve it, so this would be a better one. And second one, so from this interesting point of view, let's say it helps us in revealing hidden layers. Hidden layers by analyzing composition, and this is what helps you. 2 months, right? 2 months. So with this, I think we have come to an end to criterion D problem. So I hope this set of exercises very easy and put and continue with this forever. Thank you once again. Do like, share, and subscribe to my channel for more such updates. We bring out purposes. Thank you.